Hey everyone, welcome back to Shop Life. Here's a quick video that will help out a lot of car owners, regardless if you're going to be doing DIY stuff on your car or if you just want to stay informed. That way you don't get ripped off by anybody. So what I'm talking about is how to diagnose your car by yourself at home. This is not a sponsored video, but I am going to be talking about the products that I use on a day-to-day basis and what has worked for me. So you can buy whatever you want, but like I said, it's not like any biased opinion or anything. I've just used this ever since I started working on cars. So the main thing that every car owner needs is a OBD2 scanner. So if your car is built with the OBD2 regulations, you can get one of these scanners, and I think by now everybody does have a smartphone. So if you have a smartphone, you just got to get one of these either Bluetooth scanners if you have an Android-based system, or a Wi-Fi scanner if you have an Apple-based system. Besides that, you would also need to get an app. There are quite a few free apps available for Apple and for Android users. For Android, you can use Torque, it's T-O-R-Q-U-E. They have that same app also for Apple. They have paid and free versions. If you're only trying to scan your check engine light, then all you really need is the free version. You'll be fine. I believe there's also OBD Auto Doctor that's on the Play Store and the Apple Store. But any of those apps, as long as you can read the codes, you should be good, and that should help you diagnose what's going on. If you're trying to do more advanced stuff as far as reading airbag codes or traction control modules or stuff like that, you might need a scanner that's built specifically for your car. So for BMWs, there's like the INPA, ISTA, Rheingold. There's also PA-Soft for the older East chassis BMWs. So depending on what model you have, you might have to get some more of a specialized cable. For Volkswagen, Audi, you can also get the VACCOM cables, and Mercedes has like the Star, but most of those are going to be harder to get, and it's going to be harder to set up. So depending on what you want to do with it, I at least suggest, no matter what, get one of these Bluetooth or Wi-Fi scanners, and that's going to make your life a lot easier. So let me show you how to use one of these. I already have the Torque app on my phone. I am using Android, so this is a Bluetooth-based scanner. It's made by BathX Products. I'll have it linked down below if you want to use this exact product. There's some scanners, if you read the reviews, a lot of people will say they don't scan every car. Almost every car that I've scanned with this has worked fine, newer or not. I've scanned some 2017, 2016 models, BMWs, and other makes and models as well. So I've got an E46 right here that I'll show you how to scan and then how to interpret the codes as well. Let's go and get to it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is find your OBD2 port. Usually it's going to be on the driver's side, somewhere in this general area where your legs are. On the E46, it's actually right here. There's a cover for it. Some of the cars may not have a cover. Another easy way to find this port is just check your owner's manual or just Google it. So you just pull that off, go ahead and plug this in first. As soon as you plug it in, you should have some sort of indicator light saying that that is getting power. You do not have to have the keys in or anything. As long as the battery is hooked up, there should be power to this scanner. If there isn't power, then you might also have another issue with wiring or a fuse or something like that. So make sure you go check that out first. So once you have that indicator light, now we can put the car in ignition mode. So ignition mode is just going to be also known as accessory mode. That's the mode right before the car turns on. Alright, so now we've got it in accessory, ignition mode, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to go ahead and pair the device. Depending on the device that you get, you might have to read the manual that they gave you so you can figure out the pairing code. There's going to be a specific code. Usually it's going to be either 0000 or 1234. So let's go ahead and open the settings. Alright, so once you have your settings pulled up, you can go to your devices wherever the Bluetooth is. Make sure your Bluetooth is turned on, and you just have to pair the new device, and you should be able to see any of the devices that are available. So for me, I already have the OBD2 lined up, so I'm just going to connect to that. Alright, so here are the two common apps that I like to use. Torque works really well for real-time diagnostics as well as reading fault codes and stuff like that. The OBD Auto Doctor, they actually show when your car is ready for emissions or not. There are other apps that will probably do both, but I've used these apps and they've worked well for me for almost all the cars. And there are free versions for both of these. So we're just going to go ahead and open up Torque, and it gives you a little, disclaimer. Just press OK. Now you might have to go to settings and then your adapter settings and then choose your connection type. So if you're using the Bluetooth adapter, you want to just make sure you have it selected on Bluetooth. Then you want to choose the Bluetooth device that you're using. It should have all your paired devices right here. I already have mine selected. And then now you have like the auto Bluetooth. That usually doesn't matter. You can select the faster communication. That'll just make it so that it's easier and faster to communicate with your adapter. Alright, now with that done, we can go back. Now you can see the little options that we have. So we have real-time information or check fault codes. So you just want to check your fault codes. Just click on that. Now it should already be paired and you should be able to go ahead and scan it. This usually takes about a minute or so depending on your car. Alright, so here are all the codes that got pulled up. This car does have quite a few codes. But like you can see right here, I mean, it tells you the exact number, P0300, P1353, and so on. So the red ones are like permanent faults, so that's actual issues present. And you also have the pending faults, which are not showed up yet. So most of these faults, what you can do is click on each one. When you click on it, it has an option for web lookup, or you could just type in that P0300 code in Google and type in your make and model. That way you can at least pull up any other information that you might be able to find regarding what that code might be. So with all these codes, you know, you can go one by one. What I like to do is, if you're not really having any like crazy issues, just check engine light just came back on. What I like to do is I would like to erase all the codes and then just see what comes back. But before I do that, I like to save them first. So you can save your fault log and just type in whatever you want to write so you can remember. And now erase the codes. So once all the codes are erased, it pretty much resets the whole ECU, but it does also reset all of your emissions monitors. So depending on what state you're in, you might have to have all those monitors ready in order to pass inspection, but obviously if you had a check engine light, you probably have an issue that you need to resolve anyways. So with all the fault codes erased, now what you want to do is just turn the car on, drive it around, wait until the check engine light comes back. When it comes back, you scan it again, and chances are if you had like that many codes like this one did, most of those are going to be gone. Then you're going to be left with like a couple of them, and then you can just figure out what those issues are. And like I said, whatever codes pop up, you really want to just put those into Google first before you do anything else. Put them in Google, put your make and model of your car, and see what other issues or what other people have posted regarding that same issue. You might find YouTube videos like this one. You might see forums. You might even see like websites like I think there's RepairPal and stuff like that. And that way you just get an idea of what might be wrong. That way you don't get ripped off if you're not doing this by yourself. Otherwise, if you are doing it by yourself, you probably already have some resources that will help you figure out what to do. For the BMW community, the forums have always been a great place. A lot of people put documentation regarding some of these fault codes. So now, if you wanted to check your emissions readiness and stuff like that, depending on your app, the OBD Auto Doctor has a section where you can check if your monitors are ready for inspection. So that just helps you, it just pretty much lets you know if you worked on your car recently and you needed to go take it for an emissions inspection, you'll know when to take it. It'll say when all the monitors are ready or if any of them are not ready. Now besides that, I mean, that pretty much takes care of all of your basic diagnosing. But if you did want to check like, you know, airbag lights or traction control modules or stuff like that, you might have to get more of a specific scanner for your car. So like I said earlier in the video, BMWs, you can go with INPA and stuff like that. There's also other CAN-BUS related scanners, and they'll be listed, they'll pretty much list what modules they can scan and what their options are. But almost all of those are just going to be specifically for diagnostic purposes. You can't really do any coding or anything like that with those generic scanners. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you need to get in touch with me regarding any repairs or anything like that, I'm located in Alhambra, California, and you can message me on Instagram at ShopLifeTV for a quicker response. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.